Came back on the SS Captain Cook. Name, Edward Humphrey, known as Ted. Long run, I went out on the MV Cheshire, 56, and I was out there until 57. I was refrigeration plant mainly down the Port Camp maintenance fitter as official title. People I knew was Brian Carver and Don Birch, Robbie Penwarden, who was a refrigeration mechanic. I've met him since I've been down here. That's basically it then, really, I think. 9
Signed between 1956 and 1957. I was in 28th Field Regiment, 12th Squadron, and I was also responsible for doing the plumbing around the airfield on Christmas Island, and I spent 3 months on Morden Island, and I did the plumbing in the main camp. Guys I'd like to get in contact with are Fred O'Dell and Brian Gilmore mainly, and perhaps Jock Cooper, we were all quite close on my time on Christmas Island. Thanks guys.
1925 flight, which was Dakotas and Hastings. I was on the first inauguration of the 1325 flight when we got the Dakotas out of Cocoons up at Prestwick Airport. Went down to Dishford, RAF Dishford in Yorkshire, and then flew out to Christmas Island. I was there from January 1957 until September 57. Just like to meet anybody who was on the original 1325 flight.
With RHQ, QM staff, I'd like to contact anybody that was in 36 that remembers me and was with our QM staff. Lofty Price, Geordie Stoddard, Bob Jolly, any of that lot.
Walker, of leading telegraphist on the island in 57 and 58. We were based on the main camp as staff to the senior naval officer. And we went through the 2 first H tests and then came home in the August of 58. We knew the RAF MT boys and a lot of the engineers, and we might be known for the naval tent playing uckers, teaching the army and the RAF to play naval uckers. And if anyone went missing, the officer used to come round to the naval tent looking for their men playing uckers.
Nice action.
What do you want me to say? Eagle Park Squadron, Body Troop. Christmas Island, 1958.
Christmas Island, 58. I like getting in contact with Eric Hensel from St Helier, also Brommy Hutton, Birmingham lad, and Flash Panther, don't know where from.
July 59 to July 60, involved in airfield communications, control tower, airfield site, and a lot of time on water skiing, and ended up the last few months located down at the port. I think that's about it.
EAINE from Abergavenny in Gwent. I was out in Christmas Island in 1958. I was on the MT section doing the rubbish, going down to the farm, and any Dogsbury job really. I'd like to get hold of Len Jones and his cousin who was on the aeroplane bringing in the food from Honolulu.
I went to the Christmas Island in 1st of September to the 4th of December, and I spent all my time driving the shuttle bus from main camp to jock site, half-hour return each way. A lot of people knew me by sight, but didn't know my name, and out of all the people out there, there's only two that I knew their name, and they were in my tent, and that was Ray Williamson and Corporal Sykes. Apart from them, I can't remember anybody else, but that was all I'd done, up and down, every day, for the whole of the time.
You know?
Yeah.
My name's Alan Haig, Sapper Haig, 5 Independent Field Park Squadron, one of the first ashores on the island before anything else was there, and we helped with the roads and the buildings and the main camp erections. Then we went on for the hangars for the Valiant bombers. That'll do you?
That's it, thank you.
73 Christmas Island Squadron, as you well know, and I'm trying to find Dave Ledger, Pete Gray, who was an engine fitter, our Carver Works, who was a Staff Sergeant Strickland, who are all I can remember, but I've managed to get hold of Ray Carberry, Dave Ledger and Pete Gray with no Ray. That's about it really. I've got a lot of photographs, a lot of people on the photographs, but I can't put names to them, except for them. But I think that was mainly because I worked with them. The others came and went, mostly came when I went, and I didn't really get to know them. But yeah, that's about it really.
Air Force number 22 Squadron in 1957. If anybody out there knows me, they can get in contact with me.
In June 1958 to February 59, I was serving in the TFC's mess, looking after the higher rank officers, and that was my time on Christmas Island. If there's anybody out there that knew me, I'd like to get in contact with them. I can't remember all the names of the lads I was with. There was about approximately 20 of us worked for the TFC's mess. That's all I can say at the moment.
Roberts, John Roberts, Frank McCarthy, Charlie Casey, Crozier and Napier from 59 Christmas Island, Port Camp, the Dog Squadron. I'm Dave McIntyre, as you well know.
I was at the Port Camp 1959, February to October, on the amphibs, the DUKWs. We're looking for pals, Charlie Casey Brum, Geordie McCarthy, Geordie, Toppy Roberts, and Jock Napier, and John Crozier.
Anybody else?
And anybody out there who was, you know, more bakers, pep fitters, and that's it. Thank you.
Christmas Island 63, 64, Naval Party 555. I was in the RA. I was looking after the RN Transport section, and if anybody knows me who was there at that time, I'll be very pleased to talk to them.
Happy known on the island. I was out there 58, 59 with 3-6 in 20 Squadron, Barber Green Troop,
I say, if there's anybody out there who remembers me as Taffy Parsons, be glad to hear from you.
I was in the RAF, and I went to Christmas Island on 1956, returned on 57. We were in the electrical stores, was in the main camp, the airfield, and I'd like to get contact with anybody that knows me. I go to the AGM at Blackpool once a year, and normally here as and when they're on. That's about it.
The back again amongst some many old comrades who, you know, we all were together and listened to all the strange things that went on, and all the things that we know about that the rest of the world doesn't, and how we fixed this and that, and we enjoyed ourselves. What went on when you went up to Honolulu and all that sort of stuff. And apart from that, what came off. And since then, all the things that you know we hear is amazing. We could achieve so much in such a very short time. I mean, we set up a major base for a trials bomb in what was really a period of about just not much over a year, 18 months.
So no, don't worry about me, man. He said I've got it all subbed. I know the score and I'll do it.
I gave him the ball and he still wants to come back. You're right, TV. I'm John McGuffey, ACC. On Christmas Island 56 to 57. Went out on the Charlton Star. In the cookhouse on main camp, Sergeant's mess. Then the main camp cookhouse, the OR's mess. Then I went to Malden Island, cooking in Malden. Returned to Christmas Island a couple of times for a few jobs. And then we came home I came home with a Captain Cook. A few of the lads I was with in the army, I've been trying to contact. It's Willie Fife from Aberdeen, who was with us on Christmas Island. Spud Miles, who's now living down in Hastings. Harry Ellis, who disappeared from Liverpool, where we're from. And that's about it.
I was a sapper. I went out on the Charlton Star. That was out in the June. Came back in September 57 on the Empire Clyde. Really, I'm just looking for fellow Bob Lawrence, who we knew on the island, and we later on let me and my wife stay with him. And the other one is Harry Ellis. Been looking for him. He was supposed to have been my best man at one stage, but we lost contact. Joe McGuffey was my best man instead. And if there's anybody else that was at our wedding, names I can't remember, that came down to the wedding in Liverpool on the 26th of October 1957, I'd like to get in contact with them.